All right, good morning. My contemplation today is on rubber. Rubber. Rubber is a very interesting product. Very interesting in the sense that is a product with huge potential, of course, because for many African countries, the fact that we have not taken the export very seriously has been a challenge in being able to grow this. I mean, this is a product that was the raw material. It's not just a raw material for export. It's being used to produce tire in Nigeria many years ago. But my conclusion this morning is on the fact that Nigeria exports less than 1% of global natural rubber export. Less than 1% of global natural rubber exports is contributed by Nigeria. Less than 1% now. The reason why I'm also concentrating on agric is because we have an advantage in agric. If you look at the previous videos I've done, I deliberately focus on agric and concentrate on agric because I feel we have an advantage in it. It's something we can work on. Like some of the products I've talked about before are arable crops. That one we can do it within a year. But this one is rubber. It takes some years because it's a tree crop and takes some years. So the question is, what is the demand? What is the global demand of rubber? And not just the global demand of rubber, what's the percentage contribution of Nigeria, and who are the major people that are exporting rubber products? So for example, natural rubber demand in the world, can you imagine 18.5 billion? 18.5 billion. The global demand for natural rubber, 18.5 billion. This is of interest to me because of the opportunity available within that space. Now, who are those buying? About 50% of this rubber is exported by 3 countries. 50% is exported by 3 countries. 3. So 50% of global rubber export is from 3 countries. Now, before I talk about those countries, let's look at what are the use of this rubber so you understand what I'm talking about. Tires for vehicles is from this rubber. Vehicles like cars, trucks, bicycles. Tire for vehicles. Industrial belt and hoses. Industrial belt and hoses. Industrial belt and hose that you use in different industry, this rubber is used for it. Industrial belt and hoses. Latex and gloves for medical and household. You see those gloves? Even the balloon you use at weddings. Latex and gloves. Adhesive and sealant. This natural rubber is not just for tires in vehicles. It's not just for use for belt and hoses for industrial use. It's not just used for rubber and latex in gloves. It's also used for adhesive and sealant. This from natural rubber, adhesive and sealant. Even rubber footwears and boots. Rubber footwears and boots. And also rubber band and elastic materials. Rubber band and elastic materials. So we have rubber band and elastic materials as one of the major products being produced using natural rubber. Conveyor belt, you see this a lot in manufacturing company. Conveyor belt to move goods from one point to the other in manufacturing company. Rubber mat and flooring. Rubber mat and rubber flooring. Balloons and sport event. And automotive part like bushing in cars. Gasket in cars. Can you see the multiple uses and many uses of rubber? But unfortunately, from the market, from the $18.5 billion demand in the world, 50% is from 3 countries. Thailand, 30%. Indonesia, 23%. Malaysia, 7%. Do you have an idea of the contribution of Nigeria to natural rubber? $18.5 billion in demand. Do you have an idea of the contribution? Nigeria contribution is 0.5%. 0.5%. $84.5 million. In fact, when you talk about exports in Nigeria, many people don't even talk about this product, rubber. But natural rubber is produced in the southeast, particularly Port Harcourt, Delta State, Edo State, and this was used to produce tires by Michelin in Nigeria in the 70s, in the 80s, and even in the 90s. But crude oil have made us to forget about this. What made this interesting for me is that it's a tree crop. So it's a one-time investment with multiple use, just like cocoa, cashew, and the like, and palm. A tree crop, 2-3 years, you begin to get harvest. This, and I mean, you remember, if you know the way this is harvested, you cut the tree and the stuff come out of it, the sap from the tree come out as the rubber. Now, Nigeria need to grow rubber production. Why? Because if we are doing something about cocoa that is 10 billion, cashew less than 10 billion, sesame seed less than 10 billion, rubber is 18.5 billion demand in the world. How do we increase rubber production? Number one, improve seedling, provide seedling, rubber seedling. This is exactly what this country has done. Remember the country I talked about that are supplying 60% of the rubber, or 50% of the rubber. Thailand, 30%. Indonesia, that's about 60% actually. Thailand, 30%. Indonesia, 23%. And Malaysia, 7%. This is all from Southeast Asia. 60% export. But Nigeria contribution less than 1%. Improve rubber seedling. That means, of course, our yield per hectare is important. So we need rice seedling. There must be serious investment in modern farming technique and establishing rubber processing factories. So we need to improve seedling. We need to increase production. We also need to do more rubber processing factory. Access to loan. Access to facility. You know, farming need, particularly tree crop farming, need patient fund. So government through NISA, through NEXIM, and government institutions need to provide funding. You know, that's the beauty of Nigeria. Nigeria is so blessed. If we decide, like Delta, if we decide and just say, okay, let's focus on one product, let's focus on 2 products, let's focus on 3 products. Different states in Nigeria have something to offer. And you know, the beauty of this kind of investment is a long-term investment. So that means we will be reaping just the way we are reaping today what Awolowo did with tree farming many years ago. That's exactly what will happen when we decide that we want to invest in this kind of tree crop. And there's need for research and development, of course, and of course training for the farmers. But more importantly is to provide support for expansion. That means we can say, okay, we want to plant so number of trees, rubber producing trees. I can't remember which tree produced this. Rubber producing trees. We want to invest in it, and we are investing over a period. This can be done by Edo State, it can be done by Delta State, it can be done by River State, which are the hub where you get this rubber in the past. Another state can consider it also to be able to basically produce, investing in this become an investment for the state, and the state can then reap. The beauty is that the state will be reaping every year. You know, you imagine the amount that the state can generate by just farming and contributing significantly to massive production of rubber trees. Besides, it's a tree, it's going to help the environment. That's the beauty of tree crops. They are providing economic value, they are cash crops, but they are also helping in environmental sustenance. Environment, which is why I have issue with products that help felling of trees, like charcoal and wood product, felling of trees. This one helps to plant the trees, and even when you are harvesting the rubber, you are not cutting down the trees. When you are harvesting the rubber, you are not cutting down the trees. So at the end of the day, mutually beneficial to the environment and also to the people that are planting. So there is an urgent need for Nigeria to increase rubber production in order to reduce this abysmally low level of rubber export coming out of Nigeria, a product that is assisted by nature. A product that is assisted by nature. Thank you very much. This is my contemplation this morning. See you in the next video and bye for now.